Hi, welcome to another Wind Training Adult video. I'm your host Ramon Tarruella, and today I'm going to talk about leash training puppy that pulls. So let's get started. Pups and guys whose work could be a lot more amusement. This video is for all the pups and guys whose work could be a lot more amusement if the leash weren't tied as a bowstring. Let's just correct that, shall we? I will train you how to get your dog to end pulling on the leash. To start, you will recognize I say loose leash walking, not heeling. Heeling is a traditional competitive activity with the dog close to the handler's left leg and attentively changed towards her. It is not right for the hours afternoon go. For rookies, if you are the dog, hardly ever being allowed to sniff very much defeats the idea of the walk. For a nice walk from your end, all you essentially need is for the leash to keep on being slack and for your pet to focus on you enough to turn with you and stop in the event that you do. To me, a walk with my pet dog feels like holding hands. The catch is, loose leash walking could possibly be the most challenging behavior for you to prepare and for most canine to discover. Factors that make loose leash walking difficult. In the first place, it is out of place. When was the very last time you discovered some of leash dogs come parallel to each other in a straight line for even more than about 2 feet? Or kinds don't possibly move the comparable way. Persons walk. Healthy, energetic canines who are more keen to trot. The human and doggy agendas diverge too. We prefer to get from place to place and quite possible get some work out. They just want to follow squirrels and smell the aromas of the fire hydrants. Random variable reinforcement. An additional factor has a practical name: random changing reinforcement. It means this: once a behavior works often and you can't foresee exactly when, you will try it over and over and over and over again, and you will not stop trying it for a period of time even after it ends working. For you and your pet, this means that you enable her drag you towards an additional dog or an interesting location. You will create a little more staying power into her efforts to pull. Dogs reflexively oppose restraint. Much like more and more animals, pet dogs reflexively oppose restraint. Common sense proposes that if you are living in the wild, this is a decent way to strengthen your odds of living true to the produce. So the moment the leash tightens and the collar presses against the dog's neck, his healthy habit is to pull harder. That might be one factor for the miserable spectacle of a pet dog pulling as hard as he can, certainly against a choke collar, cawing all the while. How to teach more effectively? You may well nowadays be thinking all is lost. Not so. Here is the easiest way to become a more successful teacher for your dog. The moment you start off to instruct polite leash walking, devote yourself to it. Pulling no longer gets your pet where he desires to go ever. Preferably, use what he wishes to reward him for undertaking what he wishes. Take into account how false polite leash walking is, tolerant, and bearable. If your doggy requires a step in parallel with you, say yes and imprint his good habit and grant him a treat. A further step, one other's yes and treat. My dog received his breakfast while in the primary few months of his life by continuing to keep the leash loose for gently longer and longer elongates during walk. Approval to go sniff objects that love your dog makes a tremendous reward. To use it typically and change up the right trot using your doggy now and then as a benefit for protecting that leash. How to impose penalties. Here's an excellent exercise. Put in place a target for your puppy. It could be a biscuit on the bottom or a person he enjoys. With your pet dog on leash, take a step towards his aim. The second he draws on and tag the leash, say oops, and head out right back to the starting position. Repeat, imposing penalty jars anytime your dog pulls the leash tight. I did state you will need tolerance, didn't I? Help your dog have a great results by giving treat, as he will keep the leash loose on the way to the objective. A lot of trainers guide coming to the dead halt every time the leash is limited, and just standing there until finally the dog returns to your region. I haven't observed this is good. Thought the pet isn't switching forward ever again. His pulling has still brought is much closer to just about anything he was pulling toward. More and more dogs stand at the end of the small leash, huffing air and looking beautiful content. The penalty jar strategy will work a lot better, as it imposes a cost on pulling the doggy wings up far from his target. Equipment and exercise. The suitable equipment can easily help minimize pulling, so your doggy presents you more action to reward. And a modest or frail person walking a substantial, potent pet dog may well need some physical control. My first choice in such circumstances is one of the cutting-edge front clip harness. A couple brands are sensation, available for purchase on the web, and also easy work. Almost never I will propose a head collar which include the hold or gentle leather. Multiple Pups find head collars powerfully upsetting. If you need one, talk to a trainer relating to ways to accustom your doggy to wearing it. On the other hand, the very best choice is an ordinary buckle collar. A pet with a thick neck and reasonable small head may wear a greyhound collar, equally called a martingale. Get your dog some aerobic exercise before each lesson. A training doggy will find it less complicated to walk at your tempo and study from you. So if you can certainly get your pet dog some aerobic training ahead of each lesson, do it. That bit of laughter you find out emanates from all us city person who can. Pay attention to your dog while walking him. I'm saddened by the total number of folk pay little or no particular attention to your pet dogs while walking them. Walks are a highlight of number of dogs' life. Walk with the dog. You will both get pleasure from having extra to be connected you compared to what only the leash. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and also make sure you join my 100% free dog training mini course at www.trainingadog.win.